Hey guys, today the biggest question for me is why only 8% people are getting successful in achieving their goals. Yes, you heard it right, only 8%. So, guys, this is what we are going to talk about here in our channel Positive Talk. Life, which is like a GPS, and the destination of this GPS is something goal of your life. So if I just give an example of GPS, I can simply say that GPS can take you anywhere in the world, but you need to have a destination. Similarly, goal has that much important in your life to be a successful person, and that's what the 8% people in the world are doing. This 8% people on the world having three magical things in your life, those helps them to achieve their goals, and those three things are dreaming, planning, and executing. Yes, so that's three things: dreaming, planning, and executing. One is like you have to dream your goal, then you have to plan according to your dreams, and you have to execute those plans to achieve your dreams. Know what? In your life, if you don't set a goals, it will give you penalties. Yes, that's right. So you need to make sure either you want a goal or you want to set your life into penalties. If you don't want your life with lots of penalties, then simply the solution is you need to have smart goals in your life. Yes, you heard it right, smart goals. What I mean actually by the smart goal, I doesn't mean by like iPad or smartphone something stuff, but smart goals, it's something a unique thing which can make you a very vulnerable, and you can have exciting life to achieving your goal. So if I just elaborate on the smart, so S should be specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for timely. Yes, this is a combination of this should be the combination of your goal, and your goal will be considered as a smart goals. Let's just start with the smart, which is S for specific. Specific, it means to you cannot be generic at all with your goal. You need to be more and more precise, and you need to be like a very root level when you are deciding your goals. If I simply just give an example, just imagine you are going to a mall, or maybe you are going to some shop, and you are simply asking, hey buddy, can you just give me a biscuit? That person will be a little bit in confusion. What kind of biscuit you want? A creamy, a normal, or maybe a glucose biscuit, or maybe some wafer biscuit, and many more. But in contradictory, if you go there and you simply say, hey man, can you just give me the Parle-G biscuit? Again, he is sure that you need a Parle-G biscuit, but he is not sure what size of packet you are expecting, right? So now what you have to do is you just go to the shop and simply ask, hey man, can you give me a Parle-G biscuit packet of 5 rupees? Then he will simply take a small packet which is coming of 5 rupees, and it will hand over to you. So this is we can call as a very specific when we are discussing about the goals, and that's what we have to do. Your goals should be too much specific over that part. Now another part is M for measurable. Measurable, in a simple way, I can simply say you should be able to measure the stuff. Correct. So now how can you measure your goals? Let's say I'm just planning to have a state level championship competition, maybe like that's running side, and on that I want to win a state level championship. So what I have to do is I have to first start practicing, then I have to notice my timing, and then I have to check out like what are my competitors and what they are doing. Based on that, I have to find out best timeline, and another thing is where I have to improve the scenarios. These two things I have to do step by step, and parallelly I can measure my goals. So what I can do is first few times, or I would say first few months, I have to beat myself. So that should be my measurable goal. Once I am beating myself, then I should be able to compete with district level, and then state level, and then national level. So this is we call as a measurable goals we should think about. Yes, so this is what we call as specific and measurable. Now third point which we are going to say is achievable. Now achievable is very important stuff, because it is a little bit personally to any person who was setting a goal, because I say, like, there are too many world records, but what actually you can do, that's what you have to decide. So for that stuff, what you need to decide is, you just understand yourself, read yourself, what's your capability, and then what you can do and how much hard work you can put to achieve that goal or achieve that thing. You need to find out that stuff. Here you need to make sure that you do not underestimate yourself or not overestimate yourself, and based on that you have to set achievable goals for yourself. This is something not competing to any other person, but this is something you have to do with yourself. So that's why we call it as achievable. Next part in the SMART goal, which comes as R for realistic. Now there is a thin difference between achievable and realistic, I would say, because achievable, it is personal to you, and realistic, it's something around the world. So once you are able to, once you think that this is something you can achieve, then you have to also think on that part, the next thing which you are planning, or the of a higher water level which you are planning to do, is it really a possible stuff or not? Because I can simply just say a very bad example, but still it's very helpful to understand. I can dream, maybe after some effort, some time, I would like to fly. So that's something realistic, I'm not sure. But second thing I can say is, like, I want to do a research, I want to create some robotic stuff that I can, so I can just wear on my body and I can fly. So this is what we can call as a realistic. So this is how you have to think about, like, after achievable stuff, you need to think about the yourself as well as what actually real world is. Here I'm not asking you to limit yourself, but definitely you have to be too much realistic when you are designing this area. Last and not the least, the timely in the SMART. So if you say timely, why timely? Because in a very simple level, let's say I want to become an IAS officer, and IAS officers have some certain limit of age to give an examination, certain number of examination attempts I can do. I have certain limitations over that part. So I cannot start on on the age of 30th, and I would be thinking that I will be completing on 35, because I may not be even allowed after 32 to give an examination. So this is what you have to make sure, that the goals which you are making, it should be very timely. If I want to clear the 10th, I can clear on the first attempt, I can clear on the 12th attempt, or I can clear on 15th attempt. But what is important is at what time and what grounds I want to clear that, and what grounds I want to proceed further with my goals. So this is what very much important when we are talking about. So timeliness is again a very important part. People say time is money, time is life, and many other stuff. But if I say, if you are not setting your goals with the timelines, then you are just losing your money. But more than that, you are losing your life, because your life has certain limits. But definitely if you manage that timing, no limits can stop. At the last, what I would want to say is, let's not be a 92% of the world, but try to be unique, and let's just be in 8% of the world, and let's try to achieve our goals. And for that, what we need to do is, we just need to dream, we need to plan for our goals, and then we need to do an execution. A very simple step, but simply just make another goal, that nothing will stop you to execute your plans, to execute your your achievements where you want to be. So simply, this is what the rule: dream it, plan it, achieve it.